I use oil, and I also do lots of collage with all kinds of material I could collect in my life or where my travel overseas. For example, I have a painting about a famous writer. Yeah, this writer write about prostitutes in London. So I collect some small posts uh, from almost 5 cities all over the world, from Europe to South Latin America. I use different kind of post in my collage, oil painting and collage, like in this way, to create something new. Sometimes it's a kind of something figurative from my imagination. This is always the beginning of my painting, and after that, it comes some new structures, some colors, yeah, and sometimes the figurative things is disappear, even disappear, yeah. And I think it's a collage of language. It's quite like in writing poems. I think it's quite different the meaning in Germany, figurative and abstractive. For me, it's sometimes not so much difference from each other. Yeah, what I mean figurative is just sometimes when I'm on a journey, I like showing something. I mean that's figurative. Yeah, it's not a figure, just like the meaning in Germany. It's sometimes it's political meaning, figurative or abstractive, not in that way. I think painting is for me. Painting is it's creating a new world for me. A new world. Yeah, a new world. Yeah, yeah. I think for that reason I do this. Because I start painting not very early. It's about 3 or 4 years before. It's a summer when I come back from French and English poetry festival in Paris. I think I should do something new for expression, except my writing. I have write a different kind of things. For example, poetry and play and short stories and fiction, non-fiction. But I think I should use another part of my brain to express. So I choose painting. When I was very young, I learned something of painting, but it's not Western painting. It's Chinese traditional painting. But when in the middle school, I don't like that kind of painting. So when I start painting several years before, I choose oil painting, and I like it very much. I think when painting, it's a new world appear in my real world. It's beside my real world. Yeah, and it's quite different from writing. I think actually it use different part of my brain and express different thing in my world. I think of course it will work for me because the material, the color is also the tools of thinking. It's quite like the language we speak. The language is a tool of thinking. Yeah, I think the material is also this kind of tools. We use different kind of material and different kind of color. It's just express the mental condition of ourselves. I don't think the traditional painting influenced me actually. Yeah, because I think the traditional way painting is quite connected with the traditional society. But before 100 years, the Chinese society changed so lot. And during the last 100 years, we still changing. The traditional social is almost all destroyed. So I don't think that kind of painting is work now. And I don't want to be pretending to be meditation, for example. Yeah, because the traditional painters always say their paintings is priced for meditation, something like this. But I don't think so. Yeah, I think lots of artists influenced me from Europe. For example, Picasso. Yeah, because Picasso is always change. And I don't mean Picasso influenced me how to paint. I think the very essential thing in art is always changed to as the reflection of the reality. Sometimes the imagination is also a reflection of the reality. And you know, some artists never changed them after they made first success. Yeah, but I think the real artists should always change. And the real enemy for an artist is himself. It's because I like German painting. Yeah, I like German painting for a long time. What I define German painting is from the beginning of 20th century to now. It's a lot of change in German painting, but I think there's always a very strong, powerful, something very powerful behind the surface of the canvas. So I want to explore this world. So that's the reason I come here. Yeah, but I think German painting is not a nationality concept. Yeah, if foreign people live in Berlin, for example, I think they also influenced by German painting. Another example, Max Ernst, he lives in Paris. I think he's a part of French painter. Yeah, that's the way I think about this theme. Yeah, I know some painters live in Berlin. They also use some new materials, different kind of materials, and maybe they change the concept of painting. In traditional concept, painting is finished in the studio of artists, but now even in the collector's room, the surface painting is still changed. Yeah, sometimes it's because of the material. For example, the oil on the glass, if the light changed during the day, the appearance of this painting is always changed. For another example, they use some material. It's not very stable, so it will change, and sometimes the artist threw it in the yard of their studio, and the raining and the sunlight go on the art piece. So it changed and even damaged, but the artist also supposed this is a part of his artwork. So I think now there are so many possibilities in painting.